let's talk about social media, because the thing that I think a lot of people forget is that when you have got 300,000 or 1 million followers on Twitter, it's still you on Twitter. And even though certain people around you may control it every now and then for you, it's still you that's actually that human behind the screen. How hard is it for you to deal with direct criticism from people on social media? For you, Angel, you know, people coming at you going, oh, he sold out. I remember when he was Sriracha and he used to do mixtapes and now he's sold out. How do you deal with that?
I think that good and bad criticism is positive for me because I think you look at, like, you gain things from it. I think that you gain, like, stuff in terms of doing stuff different. Sometimes you might take on board something they call a bad criticism. You might take that on board because you might think sometimes, you might say, do you know what, even though he said it in that kind of way, he's right, because I was thinking that anyway. And then sometimes it's like the good stuff just drive you more. It's like, do you know what, okay, majority of the stuff are good. You're going to get some bad stuff, but, you know, obviously I'm doing something right. So it kind of drives me more personally.
What about you, Wretch?
Yeah, I get...
That verse was weak, fam.
I can't believe...
Hashtag just saying.
But do you know what I find myself doing sometimes? Like, sometimes, like, not when I know I'm right, but like when I know you're talking rubbish, yeah, I click their page, yeah, and then I would look at their other tweets, innit? So I just want to find out what kind of person this has come from. So then when I click the page, and the person's just added everybody else in the game gets your rubbish. Angel, you're this. Devlin, you're that. Wretch, you're this. 50 Cent, you're there. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I'm going to ignore that one. But if I click a page and it's like a person that seems very sensible and they just genuinely had something to say, I might take it on board if it's constructive criticism. Not like logging on to my phone when I'm in a bad mood and then someone's like, you're an idiot, I hate your face. I'm like...
I have had that.
Yeah, I'm like, I never told you to like my face. I asked you to like my music. I don't care about my face. I don't give a damn. Do you know what I mean? What's that got to do with anything? So I'm... Like that, them kind of things, sometimes you might get a reaction, but you're gonna get it, and you're gonna get it, and everyone is gonna say, once your song goes into the chart, no matter what it is, everyone is gonna say, you've gone commercial now. That's just like the coolest thing in the world to say. I'm like, before Tractor charted, it was the coolest song. As soon as it charted, it's like, you've sold out. I'm like, huh? This makes no sense. A second ago you said it was, then now it's done that. So I just realized that once it becomes successful or whatever, it's just like, oh yeah, you're on that side now or whatever.